Hey, this is Irv Griffin. It's been a minute since I've done a video on anything. Basically, been busy with real life, mostly looking around for a new house so I can move and get out of the location I'm in. Quick story: I had a small electrical fire back near the end of January that knocked out power, well, most of the power to my house except for certain parts. And right now I'm just drawing power from that, the power, the actual things I need. So I hadn't been around as much lately, but I just couldn't miss out on doing a WrestleMania 41 quick predictions video. So without further ado, here we go. Hey, so let me start with night one. First, we're going to start with the main event of night one, which is going to be Seth Rollins versus Roman Reigns versus CM Punk. Now, this one, I ain't going to lie. Three guys fighting over another man, a little bit suspect but that's just my personal opinion. But honestly, in my opinion, Seth should take this because CM Punk, all he wanted was to be in the main event of WrestleMania. And he's gotten that. There's really no story with CM Punk going over and taking Paul Heyman. And Roman Reigns, from what he's been saying and hinting at, he's pretty much going to wrap up his career in the next couple of years, if we're hearing this right. And if he does, hey, rightfully so. He deserves it. So Seth Rollins would be still around going forward. So the story is with Seth. I pick Seth to take this. Rey Mysterio versus El Grande Americano. Honestly, Rey could eat the loss here. I don't really care about this match. I'm sure it'll be a good match, but to be honest, I don't really care about it. El Grande Americano should take this, aka Jag Gable. LA Knight versus Jacob Fatu for the U.S. belt. I like LA Knight, but I sense an upset here in Jacob Fatu taking the title. Now we got Jade Cargill versus Naomi in one of the weirdest lopsided stories I've ever seen. I'll be very surprised if Naomi takes this. Jade Cargill logically should take this, and especially with the build-up, with the hinted build-up between her and Charlotte Flair, which will relate to the other match that I'll be talking about a little later. I see Jade Cargill taking this because the story is not with Naomi. I mean, I love Naomi. She's a top player. She's a top superstar, but she shouldn't take this. It should be Jade getting her revenge. Now, as for Gunther versus Jey Uso, who should be the real main event of this whole night one of WrestleMania, by default of him winning the Royal Rumble, but we know how that goes. This one could go either way. I wouldn't be too upset if Gunther retained his title here, but at the same time, if Jay takes this, I would not be too upset either. I'm sure it'll be good celebration, but I also don't see him as a long-term world champion. I see him maybe a month, maybe a couple months at most. I don't see him being long-term. But that's my take on night one's matches. If I missed any, I apologize. So let's go on to night two. Now, before I go into night two, let me discuss two that I missed from night one. Night one, War Raiders versus the New Day for the Tag Team Championship. Logically, it should go to the New Day, but quite honestly, I see the War Raiders retaining. I mean, that's another match. I'm sure it'll be an okay match, but I just don't care about it. Anyway, to this match, Tiffany Stratton versus Charlotte Flair for the Women's Championship. I gotta agree with the scuttlebutt and the fans. I know, and the fans to be are a bunch of crybabies. they whine about everything. They would have hated wrestling back in my day, because my day, it was about slow storytelling. But I gotta agree with them on this one. The storytelling for this matchup has been complete and utter trash. And I'm being generous when I say that. There's some other colorful words I could use for this. When the most interesting thing is Charlotte Flair unintentionally putting over somebody that isn't even involved in this match. It Ludwig Kaiser with the whole, why is Kaiser in my DMs? Okay, you know the build is terrible when neither one of these women have been really getting over or really been looking good, particularly Charlotte. But as for the match itself, I'm sure the match will be okay. At least I hope it will be. My gut says Charlotte is winning this, even though she doesn't need it. And WWE seems to be incapable of booking her in anything other than a championship situation. My personal thing would be Charlotte's going to get that next title. I mean, there's no getting away from that. But does it have to be here at WrestleMania? My personal booking would be Tiffany Stratton go over, and you could do the upset of Charlotte, or you could do the win for Charlotte at another pay-per-view, at another PLE as they call them these days. You could do it then. It doesn't have to be here at WrestleMania. But I got a feeling Charlotte's going to take this one, and that's my prediction. Now on to night two's card. Now, night two, I'm looking at these first two matches right here, and I'm like, what the? Yeah, I had to let a F-bomb out on this one. Okay, Logan Paul versus AJ Styles, okay. Personal bias, AJ Styles would win, but I wouldn't be surprised if Logan Paul takes that one. As for the Women's Tag Team Championship, yeah, at least Liv Morgan is on the card. She deserves to be on the card. Although, in my opinion, she should be in the women's world title situation instead of Io Sky. If you want to insist on a three-way, it should be her against Rhea Ripley and Bianca Belair. Not Io Sky, but that's a whole nother debate. But you got her against her and Raquel Rodriguez against Bayley and Lyra Valkyria. Isn't Lyra Valkyria the Women's Intercontinental Champion? Why had she got her own match at WrestleMania? For that matter, why is it Chelsea Green on WrestleMania with the Women's U.S. Championship? Two titles you just created? Just saying. The Women's Tag Champions will retain. There's no point in Bayley and Lyra Valkyria winning this match. Just saying. There's no long-term storytelling or benefit of them winning this match, in my opinion. Unless you're going to put Liv Morgan back in the world title scene as a single wrestler. Anyway, the Intercontinental title match, the four-way with Penta, Finn Balor, and Dominic Mysterio. Truth is, anyone could win this match. I personally would have Braun retain, but you could make a case for Penta, for Finn, even for Dominic winning this match. So it could go either way, but I'm gonna go with the champ retaining. Drew McIntyre versus Damian Priest. Personally, I would put Drew over. Drew deserves it, quite frankly. Plus, there's more storytelling with Drew winning than with Damian Priest. No offense to Damian Priest. I don't see the long-term benefit. Now, the three-way women's match, in my personal opinion, is it just me or is Io Sky just a bookend in this match? She's just a bookend. In reality, this match should be between the two you see on the screen right here. Rhea Ripley versus Bianca Belair for the Women's Championship. Doesn't matter which one has the belt. It should be between these two. Io Sky, nothing against her. I think she's a great athlete, and I think she's gotten better over the last couple of years. But she should not be in this match. I'm sorry. I don't care. The Io Sky fans can say what they want. I don't care. She shouldn't be in this match. She's a bookend. You have enough story just between Rhea and Bianca. Not to mention the drama with Bianca, Naomi, and Jade hovering around this match. You have enough drama just with those two. Not to mention, and the whole history between Rhea and Bianca. You don't need Io Sky here. But as it is, my bias goes with Bianca Belair. But I wouldn't be surprised if Rhea regained the belt here. And I would be totally shocked if if Io retained the belt. So, personal bias Bianca, but I'm picking Rhea Ripley. Now, as for the main event, John Cena versus Cody Rhodes for the World Championship, I'm just going to go ahead and make a bold prediction. Cody Rhodes is losing this belt. He is losing. Because when you think about it, there is no unless you're going to turn him heel somewhere down the road with Cody Rhodes, there is no long-term benefit of Cody Rhodes retaining here. There is more story to be told with John Cena winning the title here. I never thought I would say that in a million years, but there's more story with John Cena retaining than John Cena winning, with John Cena winning than Cody Rhodes retaining. There is more story with John Cena than there is with Cody Rhodes. And I wouldn't be surprised, even though they say he's not supposed to be there, I wouldn't be surprised if The Rock does show up and plays a factor in what happens. So that's pretty much my predictions for this. That's all I got to say for WrestleMania 41.